You better take this sitting down. The Colts, Jaguars, Texans, and Titans make up the best conference in the AFC. Time for another look at the NFL playoff race, AFC version, heading into Week 6. The calculations come from the Playoff Computer app. Check it out for your fantasy football leagues or really any head-to-head league. All sorts of geeky data. You can even analyze professional leagues like the NFL. The best part is the premium level is about the price of one beer for an entire year. Okay, let's dive into the AFC. One thing to keep in the back of our mind is the interconference game records. The AFC is being waxed by the NFC so far. This does mean that if this continues, it does make it easier on the AFC side to slip into a wildcard spot with a 9-8 record, or maybe even worse. Anyway, moving on, the team in the AFC with the highest statistical chance to make the playoffs is, of course, not the Bills, Chiefs, or Chargers. It's the Indianapolis Colts. Smoked the Raiders last week, so 4-1, remain perfect in the conference, which does give them an advantage over the others. An 8 out of 10 chance to make the playoffs. Are in a neck-and-neck battle with the Jaguars for the AFC South. Their overall remaining schedule is looking fairly tough, but do have games against the new laughingstock of football right now, the Arizona Cardinals, and the team that should have been the laughingstock, the Tennessee Titans, among their next three. They need to take advantage of those two to be able to soak up the tougher matches ahead. The Buffalo Bills slipped from the perch and now might just be in a battle for the AFC East after losing to the Patriots in a messy but exciting game. Still have a game lead, still have a decent remaining schedule, still can probably just go 500 the rest of the way and be in, but it's not as much of a sure thing as it appeared previously. Play the Falcons this week, which certainly shouldn't be easy. Then they're bye. Going to be interesting to see if they can bounce back. The Jacksonville Jaguars passed the first test to see if they were true contenders, beating Patrick and the Chiefs. So tied with the Colts at 4-1. The Colts have a better conference record for a slight advantage, but the Jaguars are right there with a 3 out of 4 chance to make the playoffs. A couple tough games against the NFC West teams, Seahawks and Rams. Rams game in London, then they're bye. If they can grab at least one of those, I would imagine they could stick around for the whole show. The Pittsburgh Steelers had about the most perfect nap after their Dublin experience. Slept in for week 5, woke up to every other team in the AFC North losing. And 80-year-old Aaron Rodgers is still standing while Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson are the ones injured. You have to like their chances, which currently sit better than 50-50 to win the division. 7 out of 10 to make the playoffs. Have the Browns at home this week, then the Bengals. If they manage to take those, that would put them at around 90% to dance, or whatever it is called when Aaron tries to dance. The past 2 weeks have not been kind to the Los Angeles Chargers. On a 2-game losing streak after being manhandled by the Commanders, watched their early big lead in the AFC West evaporate injuries galore, including to their phenom rookie running back. Gut feeling is trouble, but on paper, they still have the early victories over everyone else in the division. So 3-0 division record, same for conference record. Their nemesis, the Chiefs, are sitting at 2-3. All adds up to close to 2 out of 3 to make the playoffs. Get maybe a breather this week against the Dolphins, although it is in a way, it's a away game, sorry. If they can win that, should be able to limp their way along. Big winners for the week are the New England Patriots, who upset the Bills to narrow their division deficit and, at least for now, cement themselves in at least a wild card position. The mood might remain upbeat for a little while. Easiest remaining schedule based on early records, with a trio of one-win teams coming up: Saints, Titans, and Browns. If they take all those, 6-2 would be around an 85% chance to go to the playoffs. The only team in the AFC West that managed to win, and one of the few AFC teams to have beaten an NFC one, the Denver Broncos' fortunes are looking up after that mini streak of last-minute field goal losses. Like the Patriots, they also have an easy on-paper schedule with games against the 2 New York teams upcoming. Should be 5-2. But the Jets game this week is in London, so with the travel and whatnot, anything can happen. The Bengals lost their 3rd straight without Joe Burrow and look to be in a free fall. Their only saving grace right now is the current state of the AFC, but they'll need to find a way to at least be competitive. They don't have a difficult schedule overall, but quickly getting to must-win territory. The Packers in Lambeau are going to be another gut check. Then the Steelers at home. Probably need to snag one of those and have a chance to get to 500 after a game with the Jets. Back to another team apparently on the upswing. The Texans go into their bye on a 2-game winning streak and have re-entered the playoff race. Still way back in the AFC South, do have about a 1 in 10 chance to win that, but at least up to 4 in 10 to make the playoffs. When they come back from their bye, do have a tough stretch: Seahawks, 49ers, and Broncos, which is the general theme of their remaining schedule. So that 0-3 start is still likely going to be felt and may be too much to be overcome. The Chiefs' luck with one-score games, in which they won 17 in a row, I believe, entering the season, has regressed to the mean. They once again find themselves underwater, although 2-3 in the AFC is a lot less trouble than it would be in the NFC. But the air of invincibility is definitely in trouble as the 4-1 Lions come into town. The difference in odds to make the playoffs between winning and losing is 44% or 28%. The loss to the Jaguars might come back to bite them in wildcard selection time later. We will see. We're only at number 11, and we've already hit the 1-win teams. The first being the Las Vegas Raiders. Got trounced by the Colts down to a 1 in 5 chance. And we have a battle of 1 in 4 teams as they take on the Titans. So one of them will actually be still in the picture after this. The Ravens are in serious trouble. Also, 1 in 5 chance to make the playoffs. 3 big losses to playoff contenders. Have the Rams at home. Probably a must-win game, but they might get a waiver on that due to the overall AFC picture. The Cleveland Browns did have a chance, just couldn't pull it off. Lost to the Vikings in London. Have already lost to 2 of their 3 division mates. Play the third this week in Pittsburgh. Will need the upset to remain on the outer fringes of the picture. Disappointment performance of the year in the AFC goes to the Miami Dolphins. Just lost to the Panthers, 1 in 4, down to a 6% chance in the AFC East, 17% overall. Host the Chargers this week for one last opportunity before they sleep with the Fishes. The Tennessee Titans got on the board thanks to the extreme generosity of the Arizona Cardinals. Still 1 in 4. Look inept most of the time. Have a relatively rough remaining schedule. But between them and the Raiders, somebody is going to be 2 and 4 after this week and not be out of it. Last week, I said if the Jets could somehow not give up on the season and manage to beat the Cowboys, they did have a path to the playoffs. Well, instead, they did give up and no longer do have a path to the playoffs. The last winless team in the league is likely to remain so this week as they play the Broncos in London. Thank you for taking them in for the week, England. That's it for now. Check out the Playoff Computer app for all your own playoff race analysis needs and enjoy your day.